You know, when I'm often out and about talking with gardeners, sometimes I'll hear from folk that tell me that rhododendrons are tricky, demanding, difficult plants to grow. Well, that might be true for some of the choicer, rarer varieties that perhaps have their genetic origins in sheltered Himalayan valleys, or ones that were developed to grow in the mild, moist climate of the west coast. But here on the east coast, where it gets cold in winter and hot in the summer, we probably should grow more of this type of rhododendron, our native variety. This is Rhododendron catawbiense album, a selection that was developed, believe it or not, by Anthony Waterer in his famous Naphill nurseries in England way back in 1886. Here's a tried and trusted true variety that he selected for its toughness and hardiness. Often referred to as an ironclad Rhody, here's one that is inherently able to cope with our climate here in the mid-Atlantic and northeastern states. It's a variety that, as you see, produces lots of this bright, dark green, leathery foliage that's perfectly able to cope with our climate. And then in springtime, it'll set forth with these pink buds that then, as they open to these glorious flowers, which, as you see, are really quite large, with white and a lovely yellow flare to the back of each of the petals, altogether making a nice big rounded ball, a truss as we call it in horticultural terms, of flowers that really makes a very nice impact above the dark green foliage. Now, this is a plant that is a native variety that grows in the Appalachian and Allegheny Mountains, and therefore it's a plant that likes to grow preferably as a kind of understory plant. Now, they will grow quite well in the sun, do fine in the sun, but it probably does a little better if you're able to give it some dappled shade. There you'll find it'll grow into a rounded plant that will get to about 6 foot or so and produce lots of these lovely flowers each spring. So tough and hardy and reliable. This is a good plant to put in at the back of a bed or a border, a lovely plant to put in as a kind of sheltering plant that in the lee of which you might want to try some of the choicer, rarer varieties. But first, why not plant some of these? You could plant it either as a single specimen, or better still, if you've got the space, you could plant this in a kind of massed display underneath some trees perhaps to give you that filtered shade, and then you'll be able to enjoy lots of these pretty flowers on this very easy to grow, reliable native variety. This is Rhododendron catawbiense album.